Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is Quotes 229. Quote today is by the singer and songwriter Bruce Springsteen. This is the first time we're ever doing a quote by him. And the song is from Badlands. And here's one of the quotes that always kind of stood out in the middle of this song. Let's take a look at it. Poor man want to be rich. Rich men want to be king, and a king ain't satisfied until he rules everything. All right, let's continue with the note here. This philosophical quote by the famous songwriter and singer is pointing out one of the truths in life. Whether we like it or not. Yeah, sometimes we don't like to think this. We don't like to think, people really want to, or is only interested in wealth and getting more power and something like that. We don't like to think that is true for many, many people. But let's continue here. However, his song is not about politics, and it's not really about philosophy either. But he does touch on it in the song. He has many lines in the song about dreams that don't come true, and how hard life can be at times. Yeah, I think, you say, working hard every day, or working in the fields, getting sunburn, or, how tired you could be, something like that. He also touches on the fear of never finding or reaching, what you want in life. I think he has a line in there where, you wake up in the middle of the night with a fear so real, about life. Like, what is this all about, basically? In the end, it is really a love song. Because the only thing that he finds that is true and real is the love he shares with this girl. It is something that he can raise him above the hardships of life. Or we might actually even say the Badlands, because he named the song The Badlands, and he refers to that. He wants to get above that. He wants to go beyond that. It is something that he can believe in. Yeah, it is kind of funny. Only in recent years did I find out that there really is such a place called the Badlands. I always kind of wonder, why did Bruce Springsteen call this song the Badlands? Was he just making an analogy, or there really is a Badlands? And the Badlands is a place that's not very fertile. Really, crops can't grow there. It's mostly rocks there. So I guess he's kind of really referring to the hardships in life, or some of the things that people are going for, as kind of like this. That it's not very fertile. You can't really get with it. You really can't get far with it. You shouldn't be following it. Anyway, let's continue. However, getting back to the original quote. In life, the average man is often struggling with the goal of being rich or trying to get rich. And to be honest, most people don't even get this far. Most people don't really usually end up being rich or getting wealth. So most people don't really often have to actually face this dilemma or face this question. But for those that do get wealth, sometimes they are pulled into this thing above being rich. So if he attains wealth, then power is usually his next goal. So a lot of people that get great wealth, then maybe that's it. That's the next thing they want. If he attains that power, it can overwhelm him, and sometimes make him or make you desire more and more until you just desire it all. Yeah, we do know in life, we've seen this, that there's a lot of really, really rich, very wealthy people. And we think, well, why don't they just take it easy? They probably have more money than they'll ever be able to spend. But we see a lot of them will use that money to gain more power over people. So it does make you wonder sometimes. It reminds you a little bit of like a Lord of the Rings, with that once you wear that ring and it gives you power, kind of the evil of wanting more power kind of overwhelms you. So it's kind of like related to that idea. Maybe design more. Okay, good. So the line from this song also reminds me of the famous quote from Lord Acton. I always like this quote too. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So whether he probably wasn't actually trying to restate this quote. They both just had this quote, and they do kind of reflect each other. Poor man want to be rich man wants to be king, and a king ain't satisfied till he rules everything. So once you got all that power, you want more, and you want more, and it might make you more corrupt. You might be willing to do things that you probably shouldn't do, things that are bad or immoral, in order to get it. So anyway, that's what it kind of is focusing on. But anyway, in the end, just like I said, his song is an uplifting song, because I think for him, he has lines in the song saying this same old played out, saying like, this is what everybody's doing. This is not what he's about. The thing that he found that's important to him was the love that he had for the girl. This could bring him beyond. This could bring him above all of this. Okay. Anyway, I hope you got it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.